23. War Day 2, Rat God. Third point of view. The teacher still couldn't believe what happened at the first day of the game. Izuku Midoriya not only refused to use his quirk in combat but he also planned everything. Needless to say, after what he did with the Hero headquarters, Nezu was regretting giving him permission to use fake blood. However, it was not only the fake blood that the mouse thing feared but also the little extras that he left for Midoriya in his villain lair. Vlad King was worried about his remaining students. Whereas Aizawa and Yamada were worried about their adopted child. They couldn't sleep that night. They feared what will happen to Shinso after he woke up and find himself in a literal nightmare. He was bullied all his life for his villainous quirk, and with each passing year he began believing what others say. It was not nearly as bad as Izuku's quirkless experience, but it was certainly an unpleasant experience. Everyone would have been more than terrified if they would have found themselves in the same situation Shinso was in, hanging from the ceiling in a bloody room with dead civilian robots. The message on the wall was not helping the least, nor did the dead student beneath him. The teachers were all up early watching every move on the monitor, but nothing changes until 7 a.m. That's when Shinso woke up. Present Mike. Can we please get him out of there? Nezu. Unfortunately not. Every interference on our side will be against the rules I set up. Aizawa. He needs to learn to cope with it. As cruel and brutal as it sounds, this is actually something the kids could encounter later on. Vlad King. You kidding, right? This is not normal Shota. Your student here has some serious problems. I can now understand why you are calling them problem children. The remaining students were trying to get their classmate loose from his capture weapon. Unfortunately, for him, they needed to destroy it in the process as Izuku managed to tightly and neatly tie him up. No one was able to loosen the grip of it. Aizawa was massaging his head, he could feel a migraine creeping up at him. He not only will probably need to go with Shinso to Hound Dog but also somehow get rid of the anxiety from a capture weapon he will have after this. In addition to that, he needed to get him a new one, and that would mean more social interaction as needed. He also couldn't deny the fact that his problem child, yes, he was talking about Izuku, has somehow managed to learn to get a feeling for the scarf. It was hard to tie someone down like he did, and Izuku did this neatly. Aizawa was admiring his student's work. He noted that he would need to ask him later for his technique. Hound Dog. He at least has his friend in this situation to calm him down. I only hope they can get him out of there as fast as possible. Power Loader. I agree with the Vlad. This is not normal. He has an obsession with blood, and what's with that sickening Cheshire smiley of blood? Nezu. It looks like his signature as a villain. I am also glad that Shinso's panic attack didn't harm him physically. At 9 a.m., the teacher could see some movement from the villain. Snipe. Wait, did he just throw a knife at the alarm clock? Midnight. Does he sleep with a knife beneath his pillow? Why would he do that in the first place? Aizawa. Good to know to never wake him up. Note taken. After they watched Izuku hacking in the news station again, they saw the same thing they watched 2 hours ago. He exposed the little horror side of the heroes to the news. Midnight. He has a drone? Vlad King. Is that even allowed? Nezu. It is. He personally asked me for this loophole. The game technically started the moment I gave them the books, and he just took advantage of it. Although I am surprised how small they really are. Power Loader, your student did a great job on them. Vlad King. If you ask me, she did go too far with the equipment for the villain. Look at the blood weapons. Blood bullets, bloody knives, and even a bloody grenade. She seems to have a fetish for it too. Aizawa. Oh, now that one of my students is beating your students' asses, you decided to judge him? We wanted a villain, and he is putting himself in the role of it perfectly. He didn't even injure anyone that bad. Midoriya could have used his quirk and easily taken everyone down, but he decided to teach them a lesson to never underestimate quirkless people. I can't say I am not shocked, but at least I am proud on what he managed to do. All Might. What he did is wrong. It is stupid to fight without a quirk. Nezu. I won't tolerate quirk discrimination from my teachers. With that being said, I would be careful on what you say next, All Might. All Might. I am not discriminating him, all I say is that his actions are reckless and foolish. He could get hurt easily. Aizawa. So tell me then, is this not a dangerous situation for any other student? What's so special that it is dangerous for Midia? He has his quirk and can use it, if needed. Nezu. He has a point there. This is dangerous for everyone and we are here to train them. They proceeded to watch how Izuku showed the news what Usagi did and how he was still calmly sitting on the bench even when 4 heroes came to him. Izuku wasn't only calm and confident in himself, he was even mocking the heroes. Izuku. Oh, I watched the news. Horrifying sight. My condolence. Izuku. Are you okay? Hitoshi. Why did you do this? Izuku. Do what? Shoto. This. All of this. Izuku. I still don't know why you think it was me. Hitoshi. Why did you do this? Izuku. I didn't. Present Mike. Ow tilde, he is done for. No one ever escaped Shinso's control. Aizawa. I wouldn't be that sure. Izuku. I. Izuku. It wasn't me. Present Mike. The little listener did actually do the impossible. I am impressed. He definitely needs to teach me how he does that. Vlad King. It might just been a fluke. Aizawa. It wasn't. He did it at the sports festival. Though this time, it was much faster. He also willingly replied to him fully aware that Shinso was using his quirk. Midnight. Look, Izuku is in the news. Why would he go in front of the camera? Shouldn't he lay low? All Might. I have a bad feeling about this. Izuku. Oh my, look at your wrist. Why is a hero cuffed? On second glacé, are those quirk suppressing cuffs? Midnight. Wait, they actually are, aren't they? Vlad King. Where did he get them from? While the teachers were debating how Izuku get a hold of the cuffs, Nezu was watching the whole sight with a grin. It was amusing for the little mouse to see how determined the young boy was to live to the expectation of a villain. He could do some serious damage if he ever decided to switch sides, and Nezu would watch out for him, that he decided to do at all cost. He knew damn well how it feels like to be an outcast, and he knew how quirkless children were treated. Nezu wasn't the least bit happy to know that his school wasn't treating him better. If this would help Izuku get rid of his anger, he would help this young soul to the fullest. He was even prepared to take him in as his own personal student after this, if the hero classes wouldn't want him anymore. The mouse thing would protect this child. He had the urge to do so and he made up his mind. Izuku. Do you see that? There was an explosion, and what are the heroes doing? Nothing. Nezu couldn't help it anymore, he was now laughing hysterically. It took only seconds for all the teacher to shut up and look at the principal. They didn't even listen to what Izuku sighed. They were more worried about what the principal had in mind to burst out laughing like that. Whatever it was, it couldn't been anything good. In the next moment they all heard mumbling. This caused the teachers, including Nezu, to focus on Izuku. Izuku. Maybe I could steal some. That is an option. Where would I go to steal them? Where would I find them in the first place? That won't work. Damn it. Think Deku. Wait a minute. I could use the metal cable. No, that won't work. How the hell will I be able to make a node? On the other hand, they would be stable enough. That's out of the question. I would lose too many time forgetting them. How could I forget Abara's quirk? I swear I am so dumb. Abara's quirk gives her hair like vines that grow on her head. She can lengthen and manipulate the vines, allowing her to attack, defend, and grapple. She also has the ability to detach them at will. She probably will guard the front entrance of the building since she could capture me easily. Vlad King. What is he planning to do with my dear students? No one could answer that, not even Nezu. They watched an intense battle between the villain and 3 heroes, Pony, Gavadan and Vines. Needless to say that the teachers were once again speechless. Izuku managed to beat them quirkless, but in the process was injured heavily. Snipe. Too bad his shoot was perfectly. This was just sheer dumb luck for the heroes. If not for the car, he could have eliminated them in seconds. They once again watched how Izuku dragged all the dead students away from the hero's sight. Recover, girl. Oh dear, the injury he has is not to be taken lightly. Call him out, I want to see it for myself. Luckily, he didn't pull the horn out yet or he could bleed out. Aizawa. Problem child, do you need medical assistance? Izuku. No, I am good. Recovery girl. Midoriya dearie, I need to see you wound. Izuku. No, I am not finished yet. Recovery girl was ready to sprint out to the injured boy, giving him a lecture for his action. She wouldn't take no for an answer, but she was successfully held back by none other than Nezu. Nezu. I agree that he needs help and his injury does look painful. On the other hand, he just told us that he wasn't finished, so why don't we let him finish whatever he needs to do? Ectoplasm, can you make a clone to get him afterwards? Aizawa, I would like you to escort him back here as well. I expect him to fight back the clone. Ectoplasm. No problem, I will get one on standby. Aizawa, muttering, why problem child? Why won't you let others help you for once? Meanwhile, Izuku as Usagi managed to eliminate nearly everyone of Class 1B. Vlad King was disappointed in his class for being so stupid as to run in and tunnel and then split up. Vlad King. I can't believe they did that. Power loader. He is toying with your student Vlad. Snipe. See, I knew it, he could have eliminated them back then if it wasn't for that stupid car. His aim is really good. No scratch that, it is amazing. I want him at least to practice once a week with me. Nezu. I am happy to hear that, I would like to arrange that. Izuku. Nezu, can you hear me? Present mic. Looks like our little listener finally decided to treat his wounds. Recovery girl. He better be. Nezu. Aizawa, go and get him with ectoplasm clone. Nezu, to Izuku. Yes, what do you need? Before the two could go, they were interrupted by Izuku. Curious on what he was about to say next, Aizawa decided to stay in the room for a little bit longer. Izuku. I am sure you saw the wound I got from Pony. Needless to say, I am back at my lair and attending to all the wounds, but there are no needle or threads to use for a stitching, and I am pretty sure this wound needs to be stitched. Nezu, to Izuku. I will send recovery girl to you. Izuku. No. I don't need her, I know how to handle such a wound myself, plus it would be against the rules. I am also fully aware that I might have broken a rule right now in contacting you for this matter. All I am asking for are a needle and a thread. Nezu, to Izuku. No can do. Ectoplasm clone is already at his way to you. Recovery girl will need to look at that wound of yours. Izuku. But, at this moment Aizawa was glad he listened to his gut feeling and his curiosity. That stubborn problem child of his wouldn't even listen to Nezu. No, he wasn't about to listen to any of the teachers, not after what he has gone through. Aizawa, to Izuku. No buts, problem child, you are to follow him. Nezu, to Izuku. We will not disqualify you for this matter, as it is our choice to pull you out for a break. Izuku. I still don't like the idea, but I don't think I have a choice here, do I? Aizawa, to Izuku. No you don't, and I am on my way to you, to ensure that you won't run away from him. Izuku. HMPF fine. After Aizawa and Ectoplasm's clone guided me to the teacher's observation room, Izuku was immediately set down on the couch. Recovery girl was unwrapping all the bandages to see how deep the cuts were and how deep the shoulder wound was. She immediately began healing him. Nezu intimately wanted Izuku's wound to be held and to be able to let his anger and vengeance roam free in this exercise after he gone back. The child definitely needed it. He never anticipated on what happened next. The principal wasn't ready for the student to attack his mentor. No one was. Aizawa was trying to calm Izuku down but couldn't after they began talking to him. Everything went haywire. The greenie literally attacked his mentor, All Might. Not that he didn't deserve it, but the young boy was clouded. Izuku could only see red. It was dangerous. His student refused to calm down and no one of the teachers wanted to injure him after Recovery Girl healed him. They were all stunned on how he was still able to move after he recovered. He was so full of energy. After Izuku landed a punch, Aizawa used his capture weapon. He at least tried to do it. Never did Izuku manage to avoid it, none of his students were. However, Izuku didn't even do that. No, he not only avoided Midnight's quirk but also used Aizawa's capture weapon against him, throwing him against the wall as if it was nothing. He then dodged every attempt on capturing him. Nothing worked. As anger was radiating from the green-haired student, his aura also changed to a bloodthirsty one. He was still attacking All Might. Everyone tried to calm him down. Aizawa was out cold after smacking the wall. After the teacher woke up, he managed to capture his student. Soon after that, they were faced with another problem. Aizawa. Calm down. No one has gone hurt you. Recovery girl. His breathing is picking up speed, he is hyperventilating. Present Mike. He's having a panic attack. They watched him trying to escape but soon fell limp. Aizawa. Problem child? Hound dog. Release him already. Him being tied up must have hit a trigger. After the way he reacted, this is more than concerning. What happened to him before? Present Mike. We heard his story. Aizawa was untying him and hugged him from behind. They were both sitting on the ground. He was saying all kind of things to him, like how he appreciate that he was his student, how good his analysis skills were, how the teachers, him included, cared for him, and especially that he never will go back to his family, assuring him that nothing will ever harm him. An hour later, Izuku finally woke up. Confused, he looked around. It took some time for Nezu and his stuff to calm him down and send him back. Nezu and Aizawa were ready to help him in any way possible, even if it means to hurt the other students mentally. It was something they did to him too, and none of them ever helped. If this is some kind of karma, then so be it. Vlad King was watching Izuku as he prepares all the bodies from his remaining students. He watched the villain side in the student facing the camera. Izuku. I am pretty sure, I told you that I would need the bodies, right? ... Did you ever ask yourself the question, how to yeet a person out of the window with style? No? Was I the only one who wanted to know that? Doesn't mind now, does it, as we will shortly find out. 13. He isn't serious considering throwing them out? Midnight. Poor students, they are all still conscious, he wouldn't be so cruel. He just told us he would go easy on them. Aizawa. To be fair, he never did promise. He only said he would consider doing it. Vlad King. I don't care if it is prohibited to intervene. The moment he throws one out of the windows, I will stop him. Hound dog. You seriously should. This is not a sick mind gaming of his. Nezu. Vlad, you're not allowed to stop him. If you do, be prepared for the consequence. Vlad King. Nezu, these are my students, I can't just stand there and do nothing. Aizawa. You can and you will. Vlad King. No, I am not, look, he already threw 2 out. I am going to stop him. Now. With that being his last word, Vlad King ran out of the room to stop Midoriya from throwing any more students out of the window. Cementos. He will regret doing that. Midoriya did dodge every attack of his a moment ago. Midnight. Oh, that's for sure. Nezu. Oh, he will most definitely regret running out against my warning. This made everyone speechless. They knew Nezu and he was almost smiling every time. Never was there a time where he stopped smiling. Though at this moment he has not only stopped smiling but he also has a cold tone to his voice. Whatever the mouse thing has decided as punishment for the teacher would be horrifying. Nezu watched with delight how Usagi throw and tied Vlad King up. It was certainly some kind of punishment, but not enough if you asked him. Izuku. Hey, Nezu, can you hear me? Nezu. Yes, is there something I can do for you? Izuku. Yes, please tell me you are recording this shit. Nezu. Oh my, yes I do. This year's result with you being the villain is intriguing. Izuku. Great, because this will go down in UA history for sure. Nezu. Yes, it will indeed. Izuku. By the way, it is prohibited for a teacher to stop the villain. I am sure you know that, Nezu. I won't ask for anything more than to let him hang there with his students till the next morning. Nezu. I understand, and you are right, he broke the rules and he will suffer the consequences. He watched Izuku smile, a genius and bright smile. It was his usual smile that could rival the sun. It warmed his heart to see that his student was having fun. Nezu. Ectoplasm, please be so kind and remove Vlad King from the site and escort him back here as soon as the heroes let him loose. Ectoplasm nodded in agreement. The teachers were all on edge. They didn't dare to say anything. Knowing that Nezu isn't in a good mood was their least concern. No one wanted to anger him any further, so they decided to watch the heroes getting him down. After that, he began screaming at Izuku, much to Nezu's disliking. Ectoplasm got the clue and went to get Vlad King back. Nezu. Vlad, I believe you learned something from this, no? Then let me teach you a lesson you won't forget. Vlad King's hair was standing up, it was not only his but everyone's. He gulped as Nezu proceeded to talk. Nezu. If I see you acting against the rules I set again or against my advice, I will not hesitate to end. You live as a pro-hero, but not only that, I will make life a living hell for you. Do I make myself clear? Vlad King. Yes, sir. Nezu. Good, and your action will have consequences. You will be helping Bakugo in anger management classes. I also believe that Midoriya would love to take some extra training exercise with you. The rat god was fully aware how brutal the anger management classes with Bakugo will be, as the kid will probably, most likely use his quirk the whole time. As for Midoriya, he will see to it that he could train OFA without holding back. The heroes went to the side of the explosion. Only Bakugo, Eijiro and Izuku were left alone in the building. Power loader. We have a problem. Someone is trying to hack into our system. It wasn't long after that the whole building, the whole school went out of electricity. A blackout. Nezu. Get the systems up as fast as you can. Cementos, Ectoplasm, see what's wrong with our power generator. Aizawa, All Might, Snipe and Vlad King secure the entrances to the exercise underground city. Midnight and Mike, I want you to guard the eliminated students in the other observation room. Now go. After 15 minutes, Cementos and Ectoplasm could bring back the power generator back to live. It took another 10 minutes for the teacher to make sure everyone was safe and nothing happened. 5 minutes later, the monitors went back on and they saw Midoriya blindfolded in the entrance area. Eijiro. Izuku, are you okay? How did you even get here, bro? Izuku. I don't know. Didn't you guys say there was no one in here? Katsuki. What does that mean, stupid villain? Izuku. For starters, it means that we three are not the only one in this building, and I was never the stupid spy to begin with. Why are you calling me a villain? I haven't done anything to deserve that title. 13. So there is still a traitor I the hero class. Nezu. Unfortunately, it looks that way. Present Mike. We seriously need to apologize to him for treating him like one, as we did assume he was the spy. Aizawa. I agree. After this we might need to watch him 24/7. Nezu. First we need to know what happened while we were occupied with the blackout. I assume, judging from what he said, that the love was there and talked to him. They might have watched him in the game, and he for sure makes a good damn villain I would be scared to encounter. I am not even sure if I could beat him if it comes to him switching sides. All Might. He would never. He only has a heart of gold. Aizawa. The same way as he would never attack you? All Might. No, that was different. Recovery Girl. I hate to interrupt you, but we need to stop Midoriya. He will kill Bakugo at this rate. The UA staff was too focused on what happened, they completely missed how Izuku got Bakugo and Eijiro spitted up and went after Bakugo. The time everyone was looking at the TV again, Usagi had a bright red circle in his eyes and was beating Bakugo. He was more destroying him than beating him up. Aizawa. I am calling him out. He will kill him if I don't. Aizawa. Bakugo Katsuki is out. They watched how Izuku didn't stop at all. Hound dog. He lost control. He can't hear you. Nezu. Recovery Girl, go with Ectoplasm. I fear Izuku would regret what he is currently doing. If this goes on, he certainly would kill him, and with murder on his record he might slip to the other side. Both of them rushed out the room. They didn't wanted to witness the ray of sunshine killing someone. The teachers close to Midoriya tried to stop him, or at least snap him out of this. Aizawa. Midoriya, stop this instant. You already eliminated him. Nezu. Midoriya, stop it. Recovery Girl and Ectoplasm clone are on their way to you, Gus. You are not to harm him any further. All Might. My bow, I mean young Midoriya, stop that, that is not hero-like. They watched him, fearing he would lash out at the two. Recovery Girl. Get away from Bakugo. Izuku. Fine, but he deserved it and I won't regret anything. They were relieved to see him back up and let Recover Girl to treat Bakugo's wound. Recovery Girl. Do you hear yourself? He has broken legs and fingers, 2 broken ribs, one of them even pierced through his lung. Both of his arms are dislocated and one is even sprained. Bruises are covering his body and a concussion on top of it. I think you've done more than enough to him for one day. Izuku. Tisk. Fine. Nezu. Cementos, 13. Could you please go and stay with the other students in the observation room, just as precaution? I do not want to risk the love getting in and getting a hold of any of them. 13. Will do. They both exited the room, leaving a speechless pack of teachers behind. Nezu. I don't want them to be in the same class after this anymore. Aizawa, I hope you and Vlad King could exchange one student. All Might. I agree, but Midoriya would certainly go against this. He told me once that he considered Bakugo as a brother, and as much as it pains him, he hopes that one day he will consider him as one as well. I don't think he would agree to this change. Nezu. If that is the case, then I would suggest for the teacher to have a watchful eye on these two.